What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ropes. So this past Friday, there was a weigh-in for Clarrisa Shields. I don't know the name of the woman that she was going to fight because I don't really follow women's boxing like that. I never really could get into it, even going all the way back to the days of Layla Ali, Christy Martin. I just never could get into women's boxing. I think women's MMA is way more entertaining. But there was a weigh-in where Clarrisa Shields' opponent's trainer had got into an argument with Clarrisa Shields' sister. And I don't know what started this argument, but from what I've heard, it was kind of Clarrisa Shields' sister who kind of started the whole thing. People were talking about he shouldn't have been up there. You know, he had no business up there. But why was she up there? You know what I mean? Why was Clarrisa Shields' sister up there in this man's face? So really, I mean, that's the question that we should be asking, because I don't know if she's part of the camp or she helps her train or anything like that, but she shouldn't have been up there and she shouldn't have been in that man's face. You know, people talk shit, just like Blood Boxing said, people talk shit at weigh-ins or leading up into the fight. It is a part of boxing. Okay. So there is no reason why this man should have been snuffed from behind and for this coward to just run off like the bitch that he is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the least you could do, the man is 71 years old. The least you could do is address that man and get his attention first. You shouldn't be hitting him in the first place, even if you get his attention. But that's the least you can do for a 71-year-old man. And this is a black man on top of that. All right. And what's really bothering me is that there's a lot of black men who are trying to justify what happened to him. You know, they're talking about how he put his hand in Clarissa's face and he touched her cheek with his fist and all of that. They were playing. The guy was clearly playing, man. They both had a smile on their face. He did not assault Clarrisa Shields. He didn't assault anybody. He might have been talking reckless, but we all know good and well that he wasn't going to touch that woman, okay? Unless that woman put his hands on him, there was no way he was going to touch that woman. All right? You know, and this is what's wrong with niggas, man. Like, how can you condone this type of behavior, man? To hitting a 71-year-old and then trying to say that his age doesn't matter. What do you mean his age doesn't matter? So what if it was a 5-year-old? What if it was a 5-year-old who was talking shit to Clarrisa Shields and spit on her, whatever, okay? Do you have the right to snuff a kid from behind because he's 5 years old? I mean, age doesn't matter, according to some of these guys who are saying this shit. Age clearly does matter. Like I say, the guy was talking shit. Maybe he might have been a little bit out of pocket, but this is not anything new. We've seen this before. People talk shit in the build up to these fights. It is a part of boxing. All right. You know, and I saw a video from Barbershop Conversation. Shout out to Fred. You know, I just have to disagree with his viewpoint on this particular topic because, you know, he was talking about this old man, 71 years old. We just can't just fly by that and pretend like that's not a factor. OK, he was trying to say that this 71-year-old man was a threat that needed to be eliminated, as if he's some type of fucking mob boss, like if he's John Gotti or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And talking about, you know, the streets and how the streets work and shit like that. This was a boxing event. OK, that's what this was. This was not on the corner of the street or anything like that. The hood has nothing to do with this. This was a boxing event. Okay, you have to separate the two. You have to behave a certain way when you're in certain places. You can't treat everything like it's the street. So I completely disagree with Fred's viewpoint on that. Just like I say, this man was 71 years old. We're not going to pretend like that doesn't matter, because it does. And now this guy is back in the hospital again, fighting for his life. Now, what happens if this guy dies now? You know how bad that looks for Clarrisa Shields? You know, and her brother, supposedly her brother's the one who did this. This dude is going to go to jail, man. I mean, 100% for sure he's going to go to jail. Now, we don't know for what yet, because hopefully Mr. Ali, hopefully he makes it. But if he doesn't, her brother's going to jail for murder, man. Manslaughter, whatever it is, he's going to jail. So was it all worth it? Was the words of this man so bad that you had to sneak up from behind him, snuff him. The man's head hit the fucking ground face first, broke his face, okay? All over some words, all over him talking greasy. There's no excuse for this, man. We cannot condone this type of behavior as a community, man. We don't respect our elders enough as it is. You know, just the other day, there was some old lady who got knocked over. She was in her 70s too. And this dude knocked her over and took her purse. There's no excuse for this type of behavior, man. And it really does surprise me as some of the people who are defending this behavior, man. That man didn't assault anybody. This was not self-defense. He did not put his hands on that woman. Okay. That woman got in his face, was talking shit, just like he was talking shit back. A lot of people say that she was the one who started it in the first place. And the old man wasn't having it. He gave her back a dose of her own fucking medicine. And she couldn't take it, man. So she went and got her brother to go and do this fucking buffoonery, man. And you got niggas on here trying to justify this shit, man. Like, I thought unanimously we would all be on the same page and say that this shit was wrong. You know, I understand you want to support Clarrisa Sheilds and it's not really her fault. However, this person was in her camp and she needs to control the people in her camp, because really it was her brother that cost her all this money that she can't get back, or she's going to have to wait to get that paycheck. So none of this was worth it. All you had to do was let that man talk and go on about your fucking business, man. You know, there's crazy people. Like, there was a man a couple years ago. He looked like he was on drugs and he was just talking shit as I was walking by, like talking major shit. And it pissed me off, but I said, well, this motherfucker is old and he's clearly not in his right state of mind. So I'm not going to go over there and snuff the guy or take it personally. I just let him fucking talk, man. He can't do nothing. As long as he don't try to do nothing to me, then I'm not really worried about it. So that's my whole idea on the whole thing. And, you know, I want you guys to let me know how you feel about it. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm out.